Wow, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, what a wild game tonight. We come up short, losing this one 9-8 to the Miami Marlins in 10 innings. That's right, a second straight game that went to extra innings. And this time the Marlins, after a marathon game last night in which we won in 12 innings, and Miami had several chances to win it, they got their revenge and won it. Scored 2 runs in the 10th inning. And yeah, uh, so we would take a quick 2-0 lead. Paul Goldschmidt 2-run homer, and just like that, we would have a 2-0 lead. Goldie's ninth of the year, so that was an outstanding start. Uh, and yeah, and Mason Wynn was a late scratch because of an illness, and uh, Nolan Arenado got the night off, and so Brandon Crawford the start at shortstop, and uh, Brendan Donovan was at third. And originally in the original lineup, we had Crawford at third, which would have been his first ever start at third base, but that did not happen. So, but anyway, then in the bottom of the first, the Marlins would take a 3-2 lead. Jesus Sanchez a 3-run homer to give the Marlins a 3-2 lead, just like that. For Sanchez, that was his fifth homer of the year. Their uh, designated hitter in this game. But then we would go back on top 4-3 as Brendan Donovan, a 2-run homer to put us up 4-3. So a wild first 2 innings. Brendan's sixth of the year. And then Jazz Chisholm Jr. would tie it up 4-4 with a sac fly. Not for long as Brandon Crawford would ground out to put us back on top 5-4. Michael Ciani would then put us up 6-4. So, boy, a wild first 3 innings. 10 runs in 3 innings. Thought it looked like it was going to be a wild back and forth night. And then Alec Burleson, a solo home run to put us up 7-4. For Burleson, his 10th of the year. He's had an outstanding month of June. So that make it a 7-4 game. Miami would get a run in the bottom of the fourth to make it 7-5. Lance Lynn, who would pitch into the sixth inning, despite allowing 10 hits, the 10th hit he would allow, and the one that would end his outing, a home run by catcher Christian Bethancourt. That would make it 7-6. And then Matthew Liberatore would come in and allow 3 back-to-back hits, and then a sac fly by Josh Bell to tie the game up 7-7. We would strand 2 runners in the 7th to keep it tied, and then Kyle Lehey, a 1-2-3 7th inning, and then 2 outs in the 8th. And John Kane, a 1-2-3 ninth inning to send it to extra innings for a second straight game, with Jose Fermin, the ghost runner, on second to start the 10th, and Dylan Carlson with a sac fly to drive in Fermin and put us up 8-7. Chris Roycroft then on the mound in the bottom of the 10th trying to get the save. He would get the first out, but then an infield hit by Nick Gordon. And then Tim Anderson with an RBI single to tie it up at 8. Then Lopez would ground out, but then runners to second and third, and then pinch hitter Vidal Brujan would win it for Miami 9-8. So, very tough loss, but, exciting back and forth game again. So, and for the Marlins, this snapped a 6-game losing streak, and They're not a team that has scored a lot of runs this year. Uh, they've only averaged about 3 runs a game. Yeah, so they only scored uh, 2 runs in their series over the weekend against the Nationals, and yeah, their bats are pretty solid in that series. So anyway, sets up rubber game tomorrow afternoon. Kyle Gibson gets a start, and the Marlins have not announced their starter. So final game before we head to Birmingham, Alabama. So looking forward to that. So till then, Cal Next Speaker saying, go Cards.